Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Finally.
Yeah.
I've been talking to your mom for 2 weeks almost.
Really?
And it is such a relief to see you.
Thank you.
Ryan Straschnitzki faces the toughest challenge of his life, learning to live with paralysis.
You must have gone through some incredibly intense emotion in the
Yeah,
last 2 weeks. Can you tell me about that?
I've had my moments, like, I don't think the whole incident actually hit me until a couple days after, and thinking about it, just seeing my teammates that were alive, and it was good to see them.
Ryan was a defenseman for the Broncos, a rookie recruited from a team in Leduc, Alberta. On April 6, when the team bus and a semi-trailer hit, he was catapulted out.
Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, I was on the bus, and I was on my phone texting my girlfriend, and the bus driver said, "Whoa," and kind of looked, and there's a semi-truck that pulled out in front of us, and the initial collision, I blacked out, and I woke up. I don't know how long later. My back was up against the semi. I was sitting up, and I just remember some of the pain and staring at the bus, and it was cut in half, and my teammates were sitting in front of me like bloodied and whatnot. So my initial reaction was to get up and help, but I couldn't move, so it was pretty tough.
He was rushed to a Saskatoon hospital. The next day, he went into surgery, his spinal cord severely damaged, amongst other injuries.
Well, I have a fractured clavicle, left clavicle and scapula. My T3 has been incomplete fracture. My ribs on both sides are fractured as well, and I had a punctured left lung and internal bleeding in the head. But I've just been getting better and better.
And what about your mobility in the future?
Mobility, just practice getting in a chair, and they'll teach me how to live my life living in a chair and whatnot, and getting the upper body strength to do everyday things like change your clothes and get in your wheelchair and feed yourself and whatnot.
What have been some of the most difficult moments for you?
Like not being able to, sorry.
It's okay. If it's too tough, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just not being able to go to the funerals.
Right. You were too sick to go. Yeah. Yeah. Will you be able to remember them in a different way in the future?
Yeah, I'm doing this all for them, so that's how I remember them. So yeah, they're always there.
Mm-hmm. Your coach was close to you.
Coach Darcy Hogan was a mentor. He was killed in the crash.
What do you think Darcy, the coach, would tell you now if you could?
Just be tough, keep pushing through. You're given a second chance, so take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. And how do you do that?
Push through every day, keep positive, fighting through it. Just keeping that mindset of, you can do this. Like people are saying, he'll never walk again, but just push it through it.
Dad Tom and Mom Michelle are determined to keep Ryan on track and moving forward. At his side over the last 2 weeks constantly, managing their 3 other children along with the full days at the hospital. They credit him with the strong spirit in spite of the trauma.
It was about 3 days in the ICU, and he looked at me. Tom was out of the room. He looked at me and he said, "Am I okay now, Mom? Am I not going to die in my sleep?" And that just about killed me, because I had no idea he was even thinking that.
So how do you deal with it now? What's the challenge for you, and how do you support your son?
Let's just keep him positive and just say nothing's set in stone, and if we find a little door, we'll go through it, and we'll do it as a family, and you got all this support from around the world. I said, let's do it, and then he's okay, so.
You say you like a challenge.
Yeah.
Where do you set your goals now?
I just set my goals, like if I have to get into a wheelchair today, I'm gonna sit that longer than I did yesterday, or if I have to sit up on the edge of the bed and practice, you know, keeping my balance, I'm going to do it longer each day and try and do more things. So just not huge things, just little things, and, you know, build up towards my final days here.
The many hospital visits have been a big boost, and so has the overwhelming support from Canadians. And then there were a few uniquely hockey moments.
I was having a nap and someone nudged me and I woke up and Stanley Cup was right in front of me. So, but I was always told you have to earn the Stanley Cup, so I didn't touch it. So.
Still a fiercely motivated athlete, Ryan is taking on this next phase of training with a huge dose of courage.
I just wanted to get back on the ice, and whether it's, you know, sledge hockey or possibly like coaching or scouting, I just love being on the ice. So any way I can do that would be awesome.
Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Calgary.